Brad Vincent with the Vincent Realty team at Realty Right Texas, here to talk to you today about the settlement between the National Association of Realtors and the Department of Justice. Okay, all of this stems from a lawsuit that I believe originated in Alabama, but it was across multiple states where sellers filed claims that there was price fixing in their area because brokers were colluding and not disclosing to sellers that the 6% standard commission in the real estate industry was actually negotiable. They were telling them that was a fixed price. Okay, that is illegal, and those people were wrong, and it was judge deemed so. There was a big settlement. I think it was like $1.8 billion in damages, and it ended up being a settlement for like $418 million. The DOJ then went on and sued the National Association of Realtors to correct our behavior, essentially, right? There's been a bunch of different back and forth and all different kind of news and rumors and all these things. But now the settlement has been reached, okay? And the National Association of Realtors, along with the Texas Real Estate Commission, and along with my local association, Houston Association of Realtors, has sent out emails to us, giving us notices as to how we have to change, what we're going to do differently. The reason I'm making this video is I see a lot of misinformation out there. I've seen a lot of articles and a lot of headlines that say the 6% commission is dead. We're never going to have to pay realtors again. Sellers will never pay buyers' realtors fees again, okay? The reality is the settlement says we just have to disclose the commissions differently, right? It has always been negotiable for the seller to say, hey, I don't want to pay that buyer's agent over there. I don't want to pay 6%. I could pay 3%, 2%, 4%, 5%. It's always been negotiable. If you've ever worked with me, you've heard me. I have a whole script I read to every seller client because I want to make sure I perfectly articulate what their rights are and the way the process works. And I will tell my seller clients, hey, the industry standard has evolved to become 6% over the years, okay? And here's the reasons for it. The seller's agent needs money to market. We need to get paid for our work. We want to pay the buyer's agent to bring us buyers, okay? And usually when I negotiate a lower commission, when someone says, hey, I want to pay you 1% less, and that's 5% total, I never take that out of the buyer's agent side. I take it out of my check, okay? If you've worked with me, you've ever bought and sold a house, I always give a 1% discount to my people who do both transactions at once with me, right? So I end up selling your house at a 5% commission, but I get paid 2%. I always pay the buyer's agent 3%. Why? Because I want to have the maximum amount of traffic in my house, okay, at my listing. Paying buyer's agents means they bring their clients to me, okay? Now, what we have to do now, we're obligated to sign buyer's representations agreements with our buyers that explain to them how the compensation works. Sellers still have the same exact option they've always had, which is you can list with a listing agent for 3%, and then offer the compensation to the buyer's agent, right? I said 3%, that's negotiable as well, but I just used the number. So you offer to pay your seller's agent whatever you want to pay them, then you can still offer the buyer's agent compensation, okay? And if I'm sitting down with my sellers, I'm going to advise them to do exactly what we've been doing. I want the maximum amount of traffic at your house. I want you to get top dollar. The CNN article I read said that we've been inflating the prices by doing that, and they are correct, okay? But my fiduciary duty to my sellers is to get them the most money. So why would I have them do something that gets them less money? If I don't advertise to buyer's agents, I've now cut the pool of buyers who are going to come to the house. The key to selling a home is traffic. It's getting the most people in the door. During the pandemic, when we were getting all these bidding wars and all those things, do you realize how many fewer bids there would have been? Now, again, that's good for buyers, right? Everybody's happy if there's less buyers in the market. And if you're a buyer and you know no one's coming behind you, you can negotiate for less, right? But that's the way the system has always worked. The benefit to the buyer, though, is you don't pay your realtor out of pocket. The seller pays them for you. So it's a trade-off. The price, on average, over the past, we have decades of data on this, by the way. The average price that you get when you sell your home for sale by owner versus putting it on the MLS and listing with a realtor and getting buyer's agents to come show houses is 5% less on average, okay? So we've inflated your price by 5% by using us. We've inflated it by the cost of what it costs to pay us. But the buyer doesn't pay it out of pocket. They do pay it the inflated sales price. But imagine being a first-time buyer who's just scrounged together their down payment, and now you've got to pay your realtor 3%, right? In theory, that's not going to happen. You're going to negotiate with your realtor and say, hey, man, I don't have the money, so I'll pay you 1%. Do you think you're going to get me, a 15-year seasoned veteran agent who knows how to crush deals and how to take advantage of opportunities and take advantage of the market, if you offer that? The answer to that's no, my friend. You will not get that, okay? I'm basically retired. I only work for my coolest and best clients now. That's what I do for a living, right? You have to pay me to get out of bed and come hang out with you and do a deal with you. And if you've done deals with me, You're happy, right? If I've been working with you 15 years and you bought 5 houses for me, does that mean you hate me and you hate my service and you're mad that you paid me the commissions over the years? No, you keep using me because you realize I offer a great service. Now, who do I feel for in this? It's people who've been using lousy realtors this whole time. Because if you have a lousy realtor, you don't think they're worth the 3% you're paying them and you're not happy with the service you're getting. I get that. I do. But I've never had a client say you're not worth it. At the end of every deal, I take my clients out to dinner and they're just sitting there gushing, going, Brad, thank God we had you. This is the best transaction I ever had. That poor sap I used before was not doing any work for me and I didn't know it. So I get that. If you have a realtor who didn't crap for you and you paid them, I see how you feel this way, right? Now, this is just reality. It's all going to change. The market's going to evolve. There's going to be some good things. There's going to be some bad things. There's going to be some unintended consequences. But I just want to make sure everybody understands the only thing that has changed is we have to disclose the commissions to sellers and buyers differently now and make sure they understand everything's negotiable and make sure the seller knows you don't have to pay the buyer's agent. You never had to. But we've been advising you as our fiduciary duty to you as your realtor to our seller clients that, hey man, the best way to do it is pay that guy so that we get way more traffic. That's the way the system has always worked. I will have more videos coming out. I just wanted to do this initial one because of all the misinformation I've been hearing. You know, the CNN article I read said that commissions are going to go down 50% now. And they might, okay? Again, it's going to evolve. The way I really see it going down is very complicated, but I think we're going to start having concierge realty services like Uber, where you pay a realtor $25 to go open a door for you, and you pay them $25 to write a contract for you. Because you're not going to be able to find somebody who's going to go crush negotiations for you, run comps, negotiate with appraisers, unlock all the doors, do all the things, make sure the repairs are done. You ain't getting that guy no more if you pay him cheaper prices, right? So you're going to get an evolved service now. And the best realtors are going to evolve to how to figure this out. But the thing that frightens me is it incentivizes us to do less work for our clients. Because if we're getting paid less, we're going to work less, okay? I've been making a lot of money doing this, and I have very, very happy clients. I'm not going to just start doing it for less. And I'm not even going to do it to provide a lesser service because it's not worth me getting in my car and driving over to the house, okay? But just want to clarify, what we've been given, the guidance we've been given is we now have to disclose all these accurately. I'm still going to advise my sellers to pay the 3% buyer's fee. I always have, because I want traffic at my listing and I want the most offers for the highest prices.